Fact or assumption? This is a way of looking at things that I've learned from my friend Diane van den Berge. We often have the tendency to take for fact, to think that something is a fact, when in reality it's an assumption that we have. We don't have evidence, we don't really know. And this is especially true when we are stuck, when we see an obstacle or when we don't get what we want, when we are in difficulties, when we're in a conflict. But sometimes it starts with small little things, like for example, motives of people. Why are people doing it? And especially when people are maybe doing something that we don't like, we have this tendency to assume that we know why they are doing it. For example, in order to gain their own profit or to hurt us because they have something against us. But in many cases, when we ask and when we check, is this a fact or is this an assumption? We have to find out we are just assuming this. So, for example, what we could do is we could go and ask. And to clarify that, to make sure, what's the actual fact. Sometimes it also happens in larger contexts. Think about strategy. Strategy often is based on assumptions about the future. And it is very important to understand which of these assumptions or which of these things on which the strategy is based are really assumptions, and which maybe we have some evidence that, this has been decided in such a way, and we really cannot think of a way in which it could change in the near future. And I've seen customers who have actually worked in that direction, especially in rapidly changing environments like IT, and that part of their work has been to try as quickly as possible to substitute assumption-based decisions with evidence-based decisions. How can we make tests, how can we make experiments so that we can replace the assumptions we have with facts? On the other hand, I would like to come back to this idea when we are stuck. When we are stuck, part of what makes us get stuck is we see so few options. There is so little that we can do. And when we are aware of how much of what we are thinking is in fact assumptions, we can also change these assumptions. What if that person doesn't do it because they want to hurt it, but just because they are not aware? What if the customers don't stay away because they don't like a product, but for some other reason? And suddenly the world of options open up. So thinking carefully about whether things are a fact or things are an assumption can help us find more options in what we want to do.